Hey guys, welcome back to the Paintball Madhouse. I'm Madness, and as you can see right here in front of me, I have the MCS box drive. Hopefully you've seen I did a quick review on this when I first got it. When I first got it, and I opened it up out of the box, took a quick look at it, and gave you my thoughts on it. But in this video, I want to talk about how it performed out on the field. I got to take it out prior weekend, and as you can see, it's still all dirtied up from getting shot up. So I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how it performed. Also, I'm going to touch on a few things because what do you call it? DEFCON Paintball had did a review also on this, and they were a little critical of it. MCS responded to that video. And I'm going to comment on a couple of things for both those videos, and obviously show you how it performed on the game that I was at, and I'll give you my my 2 cents on it. All right, so what can I say about it? A couple of things let me touch on first before I get into how it was on the field. One of the things that that was touched on by DEFCON was the release. Being able to get your finger in there and release it. I personally didn't have a problem with it. My hand is not overly big, but I do wear gloves, and I do have a mag extension on here, but I didn't have problem releasing it, okay, at all. When you initially get it, it's a little rough going in, so you might want to just, pop it in and out just to, to get a little smoother. But I had no issues getting it in there, okay. Using the mag release. One of the other things that was touched on in those videos was its use with a marker with a lock bolt. Okay, I don't have a marker with a lock bolt, so I'm not going to talk about that. And the reason he was mentioning with the lock bolt was because in the DEFCON video, he used this on the T15. Okay, now the only difference between this and any of the other mag-fed guns that it's for is just the mag part. Okay, this part is interchangeable, it comes out, but the drive in the box itself is the same. All right, so I'm not sure. He had some feeding issues with the T15 on full auto. Now the T15 can be a little rough on a paintball, so I don't know. I really don't know what to say with that. He had some feeding issues in regards to that, and then it's obviously, as you can see from the videos from the MCS side, he's shooting it no problem. I had one major issue with this on the field, and that is it was jamming up. Okay, jammed up a few times, and it jammed up a couple of times in some bad spots. Okay, the game I was at, we were playing, was at Fort Monmouth. It's an abandoned army base, and that's about as close quarters as you're gonna get on the paintball field. In and out of actual buildings, over 4 buildings plus an open field. I mean, you were going through doors, and there was guys. I mean, we were fighting honestly within 10 feet of each other. It was pretty close. Okay, so this did jam up on me a couple of times. Okay, and obviously in a situation like that, it's not good. I got shot a couple times where I had guys like that to right, and it just jammed. It wouldn't shoot. Okay, when it does jam, you can release it pretty quick turning the dial. However, sometimes it would release right away, sometimes it didn't. Okay, in the MCS video, they do tell you got to shake it up. I did shake it up. I'm not used to shaking it up, but I tried to remember that and shake it up. But sometimes I actually have to turn this thing upside down and bang on the bottom to try to get it to release, okay, to try to get it to shoot. When balls were flowing pretty good, it wasn't a problem. It was just jamming on me for whatever the reason. What I started to do, now I used this for 2 days, okay? You might be able to see I got a break in there, but that wasn't the cause of the jam. That actually happened the later part of the second day. Now feeding this thing is pretty nice because the lid pops up. You can drop your pod in there and it'll fill up. The only problem is being able to close it, okay, because it's a soft canvas. You can't just, you know, mind you, you're holding this thing up, and you know, when you need to refill and shoot quick, you know, it wouldn't just, a couple times just didn't close back on me. You kind of gotta, like, you know, one of these things, as you can see right here, you know, and then get it to hold. And you need to do that. You get this Velcro here that holds it, because if not, even if you just go like this and you start shooting, you move and it you know, pops open, there goes all your paint. Okay, so that's one issue. If it opens to feed, no problem, but you need a second or two to be able to get this lid back on there. But again, it is soft, so you know, I guess you got to expect that. Okay. Why it was jamming on me, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys are like me. When you come out in between games or before you start, you fill up your pods and you fill up your hopper, right? You fill it up to the top. I can't say that that's what it was. I don't know. Because like I said, on times it was shooting just fine, and other times it wasn't. What I started to do later on, as the jams kept happening, I would, you know, after it emptied out, I would just fill it one pod at a time. So even if I came out to load up a game, I would fill up my pod and then use the pod to fill this up. I wouldn't just take the caddy and just fill this up to the top. I would just use it as one pod's worth. That seemed to work a little better because it just wasn't filled and jammed up and crushing down in the cup here. But I still experienced some jams, okay? Which again is not good. I mean, like I said, I got a couple guys that the right. I'm a couple of feet away from somebody, and I'm getting shot when I had the shot on them first. Okay, so that's not good. You don't want to do that. Okay, I have to clean this up. So it looks like clean it up, but listen, I'm not gonna give up on it. So Dow just sprang out of there. I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna try this out again. I mean, it did work fine. I like the fact that it is to one side of the gun. Okay, I do keep mine on a sling, so when I got it down against my body, it's nice and flat. It's not bothering. Say like the box mag. Okay, when I got the box mag on there, you know, this is up against my body and the gun is kind of sticking out. Okay, so this is a little more comfortable to walk around with. You know, however, I mean, I'm 50-50 on it right now. I'm going to use it again, and just to see, you know, continue to use it and see how it goes. You know, as I just mentioned, it is a little more comfortable. Because it's basically half of the dam box rotor. It is not so much saving on weight, but it is a little more comfortable when you have it on your sling. And you're just leaning it, you know, it's just down against your body, you know, you're walking or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I basically had just feeding issues. Not sure why, not sure, maybe it's too many balls, I'm not sure. I did switch out the battery. And actually there is settings. If you don't know, you can set the speed, which I'm going to play with. Okay, everything was on the default setting. So next time out, I am going to play with the speed. And just to see how it goes. Maybe it goes a little better. Maybe if I feed a little faster. Okay. Now again, on the DEFCON video, I mean, he was using out the T15. The T15, I know for a fact, can be a little rougher on the paintballs, especially you shooting it at full auto. And this, I have the Iron Man bolt in here. It's a lot softer on the paint. So when it was shooting good, it just, you know, was shooting no problems. Okay. So yeah, guys, that was my experience with it. It did jam up. Okay, it did jam up. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you don't get it, at least not yet. You know, I just got it out. I just used it for those couple of days. I'm gonna clean this up. I got a game in another few weeks, and I'm gonna keep running out there with it until, I mean, if it keeps jamming up, then obviously that's gonna be a problem, and that's no good. So, you know, I'll post back on this video I'll comment below in this video the next time I take it out. Like I said, I think late September I should be out there again in another scenario game in New Jersey. And I'll comment how it did. I mean, if it did a lot better, I'll obviously let you know. If it was doing the same thing, jamming, then I'll let you know on that video, okay? But yeah, right now I'm going to tell you I'm 50-50 on it. And then again, I'll keep running it out there and see how it goes. And take it from there, you know. Hopefully, you know, I'd like for this to work out, you know. Hopefully, I'm not sure why it's, you know, it's just jamming so much. You know, I did bear in mind to shake it, but again, even just shaking it, it wouldn't let loose. Sometimes I have to flip the thing over and kind of like beat on it a little bit, really just to get it to go. So, you know, again, we'll see. I'm not going to give up on it just yet. I'm going to take it out there again and see how it shoots again and see how it goes in the next game. What else can I say about it? I mean, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much my big issue with it on the field. Also, as you can tell, another thing that the other guys were commenting on this was the space on the bottom. Okay, yeah, you're gonna get space, you know, when this is in there around the side. Okay, MCS did, and listen, I'll give MCS credit because they did state, you know, they've stated from the beginning that you have to shake this up to prevent jamming, to get it to go, and they do state that it's not perfect, so I give them credit for that. But the issue with this is they did produce plates. There were plates that were supposed to come with this to prevent the ball from going down on the side. But as the guy KT from I believe it's KT's his name is, from MCS stated, they decided to ship them without the plate because the plate would shift on it. And the reason why it shifts is because this is flush. The plate just sits flush. For you to be able to put a plate in there that's not going to shift, the rim around the cup here has to be elevated a little bit so that the plate can then sit, you know, over it, around it, sit in there where it won't shift around, because there is flexibility to this case. Okay, so don't think that you're just going to buy this and make your own plate. Okay, it's going to shift. And you don't even need to make your own plate if you actually still want the plate. As I said, MCS did produce plates for these. You reach out to them and they'll just send you the plate that's supposed to go in here. But if they ever make a second gen of this, to me, in my opinion, that's the only way that a plate was actually going to sit in there. You need a higher rim here so that the plate can then come and sit over it and it won't shift side to side. And that's the only way it'll prevent the jamming. It'd be nice to have also some sort of system like this, like on a box mag, okay, where the balls slide, you know, the balls just drop in individually as it's going in and turning. This is just filling up the cup, okay, and you got the 3 blades in there turning, feeding the balls through, right up through here, okay. So yeah, so you know, in regards to a plate, it wasn't a big deal having balls down there. You can just shake it up at the end of the game and just, you know, flip it to get it to go in there. That wasn't a big deal. My big issue was the balls jamming up on here. And again, when you're fighting that close, that's not something you want to happen. I got clipped pretty good, especially with a couple of first strikes too. I got bruised up pretty good. And I, you know, particularly upset about that because I actually had, you know, I should have been able to shoot them before I got shot. All right, but yeah. So again, I'm gonna run this out there again. I'll comment toward the end of September. Next time I play, I'll comment back on this video to see if it performed a lot better or worse or the same. And then you know, you guys can make your own decision on it after that. All right. Thanks for watching. Any questions, comments below, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys out there on the next one, and I'll get back to you on this.